Go on.
All right, so this one's kind of really random, but it's like the most serious one, I think. And this one, or at least like everyone's kind of like known on it, is like during like the wintertime and all that, with the whole. I guess that has nothing to do with the wintertime actually. It's just dream related. So like
What about dream?
lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis.
Oh.
Any like crazy dreams that you've had, like you can be like a deja vu moment, or
I think Sandra knows about this one. I used to have murder dreams.
All right.
She you need to leave.
I don't think there's a knife here. Oh, good heavens.
No, there was a period of time. Sandra knows about this. I like went through this. I don't know if it was phase. I just back to back kept having murder dreams about my family members.
Like they got murdered, or like you murdered them?
They got murdered? They got murdered.
Okay. But did you murder them?
No. So like I think there was one where
Glad I'm sitting on this side.
No, it's fine. As long as she didn't do it. If she was doing it in the dream, I'd be like, oh, but
yeah,
we have to take her word for it. Because when she said it in our reaction, she's like, damn it. I'm about to get found.
Like, there's one there's two that I remember specifically. The other ones, like, it got to the point where I was like, well, Sandra, the next one is me. So I guess I have to be murdered. Like, because all of my family's murdered now. So, no, there's three. Okay. So there was one where I saw my sister. So it's like, POV. It's not me watching myself, but I am the person. So I'm like running out of the house and I'm chasing after her. And I'm like, hey, come back. And there's literally like a pencil or like a knife. I can't remember if it was pencil or knife. Don't ask me. But it was in her body. We were like, she was down. And she just laid on the dot. Like,
how old were you when you were having these dreams?
I was like a teenager. Like close to like adulthood. Yeah. And then I think and a little after actually I had my baby. It was like around that. So like a good couple of years range. And that's why I call it my murder dreams. Because it was basically a series where I would like wake up in a panic. And I'm like, and so I wake her, she's dead. I wake up. Dream number 1. Dream number 2. This is my oldest sister. I guess in my dream, around this time, granted, it might be like psychology because I was watching a lot of like crime.
True crime?
Yeah. And like,
you're like, how would I do it?
I was like binging. I was binging Criminal Minds. And so I guess she got murdered in my dream. She got murdered. And so now I have to track down the serial killer and like, for my sister. And then I end up behind bars. Wake up from my dream. That's the second dream. The third dream was more like dystopian. Like the bomb dropped on us type of like, and we were in a Walmart. I was always in Walmart.
Dude, you in Walmart, dude.
Yes. And my 2 little siblings ended up dying from it. I still lived. And I walked through my dream. And it basically was like the start of like a zombie dystopian, like you have to survive without anything. And then the dream cut off and I woke up and I was like, so the next person that's to die is me. But yeah. And then it wasn't that bad. It was just kind of scary because I woke up and I was like, is this like, why am I having these dreams? Like, these are weird. And then sleep paralysis. I told Sandra about this one. There was one morning, I was still in high school. Granted, I think there's bad omen in my mom's house. Or there's like a...
Like bad juju?
Like a spirit or something. I basically heard corner of the room. Like, I'm like kind of awake. It's like sunrise. Kind of awake. So maybe like, I want to say like 6:30. I'm like laying in bed and I like hear in the corner of my room and I hear it because you could pinpoint the sound and it's like, hello. And I'm laying there and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I feel someone sit on, how you feel the shift in weight when someone sits on your bed?
Yeah.
Feel that. And then I feel it roll over me. I can't fucking move. Literally, I'm like, I'm dying. It's either trying to enter my soul or I'm dying. And then it rolls over. And then it disappears. Like, so I feel the weight shift just as if somebody sat on my bed, rolled over me, sat on the other side, left. So I lay there for like a couple of minutes and then I go and I cry to my mom. And I literally sleep in my mom's room for like 30 minutes. She's like, it's in the same house. If it's still here, it's probably coming after you. I was like, Mom, why would you say that?
She's like, that's your problem.
She was like, so Other than that, my dreams are just very vivid, so I rarely dream. But when I do, it's enough to where it like shocks me awake, and I'm like, enough.
Mm.
What about y'all?
Sandra, anything on your?
Well, to know, I think the murder dreams were probably because of the Criminal Minds. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Probably.
maybe. No. I feel like I recently, like as I get older, I don't remember my dreams that often. Granted, I also have a memory of a goldfish nowadays.
So you're admitting that?
No, I'm not actually. Off record.
off the record. Cut the
No,
cameras.
but
It's on the tapes.
I do feel like there's been times where I have like very vivid dreams, but there's one to kind of go off of like more like scary-ish, because this one stayed with me since I was little. It was maybe like 5 or 6, and because it was after my mom had left my dad, and so we were living in a pretty big apartment with my sister and her partner at the time. And I remember they were in one bedroom, my mom and I in a different one. My mom had already left for work, and usually what she would do, again, I'm like 5, I think, at this time, she would leave the night lamp on so that, like, I could start waking up to like get ready for school. She would just kind of, because she would leave for work around like 5, 6 in the morning, and so just leave it on to kind of like start waking me up. And so, and my sister would drive me to school, right? And so I was same feeling, kind of like awake but asleep. And I remember I had like woken up, like I could see the light, but I like went back to sleep. But then all of a sudden, I just felt like somebody had grabbed my feet and pulled me down the bed. And like I just remember I was like shook in the middle of like I literally crawled into the middle of the bed, and I was just like, "What's under the bed?" Like, I was like, "Who is under the bed?" And like my sister, I could hear my sister and getting ready in the kitchen, like they were probably like making breakfast or whatever. And so I just remember I was like, the door was closed right to the bedroom. I was like, I need to run as fast as I can to the bedroom door, and then sprint down the hallway to my sister in the
You're like, I
kitchen.
can make this. I can
No,
make this.
and I was just like, I just remember I was so terrified. I finally worked up the courage to like finally like get down to like out the door and down the hallway. But like I just remember that's like, yeah, I just remember it was like something. It, like I just remember being like,
Paranormal.
pulled
Yeah.
like down the bed. Yeah. And okay, but here's the thing. So like my mom, because I told like I'm crying to my sister and my mom later that day, and they play it off, and I'm like, liars! I don't think this is true. They try to say that it was her partner like hiding under my bed, like trying to scare me or something, like trying to like make me feel better. But I was like, nah, y'all lying. Something's here. Yeah. So that's like one vivid dream that's like stuck with me all these
Yeah.
years. But like as far as like now as older, I feel like I don't dream as because I just knocked out. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I'm tired. I'm sleepy
from
mom.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Michael, what about you?
Lucid dreaming. Back in high school, I was looking it up online. And I practiced it because they were like, yeah, all you got to do, you just got to write an A on your hand. And, just make sure like throughout the day, you make a physical effort to look at your hand and make sure that A is there. And so you'll do that throughout the day, and you'll do that every day. And it just becomes a habit. You'll just be doing something like, oh, wait, check my hand. And, hey, I'm awake. And you burn it into your habits so that whenever you're asleep and you're in a dream, whenever you get like the snippet of, you're kind of in control for a second of your dream, like, oh, I'm going to walk this way, I'm going to walk that way. Habit kicks in. You're like, oh, I need to look at my hand. You go to check your hand. A won't be there because your body's like, no, man. You're like, I know what my hand looks like. Your hand's going to look like this. I'm not going to have an A on it. And so then you check it and you're like, well, wait, hold on. Something's not right. And then you realize, oh, the A's not there. And you're like, what? Oh, I'm in a dream. And then once you become aware that you're in a dream, you start lucid dreaming. Then you can do anything.
I've heard about where people are like, oh yeah, I don't have dreams like that. I just change my dream. I'm like, what do you mean you change? And they're like, I realize it and then I just change it.
Yes. Like the
Were you
moment.
successful?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I
Cool.
did it for like, I worked up to it for about a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had it happen like a handful of times. I was like, man, this is cool.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, because like you're in a dream and you're just like, I want this to happen. Just it just happens. You're like, awesome.
Just he was hallucinating.
Plot twist. The plot twist. As I was continuing to look into it, they were like, all right, but you know, you got to be careful lucid dreaming.
Because then you can get stuck, right?
No, you can
Like the
have,
movie.
It's not Inception.
it can lead
That's
you into
literally what I.
no, it can lead you into night terrors
Oh.
because your brain
Not
starts
fun
getting
anymore.
confused about when it's actually awake and when it's actually asleep. And so you can end up in a position where, you know, you wake up. So you're laying in bed, your eyes open, you see your room, and you're like, oh, I'm awake. But your brain's like, like you're coherent. Are you awake? Are you asleep? I don't know. I think you're asleep. And so your eyes are perceiving what's in your room, but then your brain's like, nah, this is a dream. Just start making stuff up. And then you end up in
So
that
you hallucinate
situation
for
where
real.
you hear
Yeah,
the
you start
voices in the
tripping.
corner of the room and you start feeling the weight across your leg. You start feeling things on your chest. You start seeing things in your room. But
Oh my
because
God,
your
that was-
body's like, no, you're asleep. You don't move. And so, yeah, you know, you're frozen. Things are happening around you. And you're like, oh my God, this is horrifying. And it's like, yeah, you're just confused. You don't know.
Did that ever happen?
No, I stopped after that. I read that. I was like, oh my God. Into the bathroom. I said, look it off. And I was like, what is that?
More of that.
Like
yeah.
it's not fun anymore.
No, we had the 4 times. It was cool. And I was like, no, it's not worth it.
That's scary.
That's trauma. I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that definitely deterred me from doing it too.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that would break your mind.
Well, I mean, it happens to
You're like-
people. Like you said, it happened to you. You were laying in
Yeah.
bed. You couldn't move. You heard the girl.
No, but that was real. I laid there and I was like, I'm gonna give myself 3 minutes and I'm gonna jump out of here and run to my
Well,
mom.
But you were like, you said you couldn't move, or you
Yeah.
were like too scared to move.
I'm gonna be honest, in that moment I couldn't tell.
See, that makes me think
It's gotta be
it's a night terror.
it's gotta be no. Well, sleep. So when you're coming like out of
Interchangeable.
yeah, like when you're like a little bit awake and then like in the morning or like anytime you wake up and you're like stuck and you can't move or anything like that, that's sleep paralysis.
Hmm.
But you do so like people have said that like during sleep paralysis they'll see something, and so like apparently according to like science they say that like it's your eyes are starting to perceive that information but it can't translate to your brain, and so that's why you only see like dark figures, and like why you can't move is because like your
Your
eyes are
body's still
awake.
asleep,
Yeah, your
yeah.
body still thinks you're asleep, but your eyes are open, so it's processing information. So that's what sleep paralysis is. Night terrors is when you're completely asleep and you're immersed into the dream, and like you feel like you know you're in whatever scenario that you're in.
I thought it was a night terror is like often like sleep paralysis, you're there, you can't move. And then a night terror is when that goes south and you're like, oh my God, terrible things are happening. You're just,
I
Stuck.
think
Would
I
that
got
fall into like sleepwalk?
yes, those are,
night terrors. So
I
my
have to look into it.
to
but I
my- yeah,
wanna say they're
my-
all like in the same realm of stuff where like
Yeah.
your body's like, oh yeah, your brain thinks you're asleep, but your body's like, nah, I'm still kind of awake. And that's when you start like walking around and trying to, like, your body's on autopilot almost, but your brain's also in a weird
That
state
sucks.
of
Did anybody ever
autopilot.
sleepwalk here?
Yeah.
You have?
Oh.
Yeah. Even when I was younger, you know, I don't remember it, but mom's like, oh yeah.
were you a teen?
No, like elementary school.
Oh,
Like a lot of this
It was
stuff.
around the time when you were fucking around with the lucid dreaming.
No, that was in high school. No. Because what is it? A lot of that dream stuff happens to kids when they're in elementary school and their brain's still developing.
Mhm.
But no, like she said, she heard someone at the door, and when she got up to her apartment and went to go look, I was there like fumbling at the door trying to get outside. She said, "What are you doing?" And you know, I just didn't say anything.
slapped you in the back head. Where do you think you're going, Mister?
No, just kind of, you know, took my shoulder and guided me back to bed. You know, just walked back and climbed back in. And so she put something in front of the hallway, so like I couldn't just walk out. And I guess she the next night saw me get up, walk up to it, and kind of stand there, and then walk back to bed because sleepwalk was like, you can't do it.
How
Oh
old
wait,
were
hold
you?
on one second.
6, 7,
Oh, so like first grade, kindergarten.
really young, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, now you make me question why
No,
my baby.
no, I know.
Because my baby does that when she wakes up in the middle of the night and she'll like, and then she just goes back. But
Huh?
granted, she wakes us up. Yeah. There are times where she's like, yeah, mommy, like I went downstairs last night. Or like, and you'll hear her come down and then walk up to our door, then go back up. And
Is she aware of it, or is she like, oh, I don't
well,
remember doing that? Because like I don't remember doing
For the
it.
most
I'm
of the time,
just
she
told of it.
does, but sometimes she's like, "No, I didn't." Like I was, and so I'm like,
Maybe she doesn't remember.
maybe.
Well, they say that stuff happens due to a hormonal imbalance, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh, I thought it was just
Yeah.
brain development.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, when your
Oh.
brain's developing, you're being surge of hormones, so like you're
Yeah.
growing, and so
Because I'm pretty sure she had night terrors. Night terrors are often in like toddlers.
Oh yeah.
Where she wouldn't sleep. Like there were times where she'd wake up and just like could not stop crying. Like could not stop crying. And we would like at one point we blew up an air mattress in her room and like slept in her room.
Yeah.
To try and like because she was like she'd get up and like granted it was in the Dallas apartment
Yeah.
and it was kind of gloomy, so I don't know if that like also kind of messed with
It was a
it.
very
but,
cold apartment there.
So, but she had a lot of like we struggled a lot. That's why I was like very confused. I was like, how long does sleep regression last? It's like I thought it was sleep regression, but then it was getting to the point where I'm like, no, she wakes up 2-3 times in a night like a baby, and she's a toddler. So that's why I was curious.
Yeah. Well, elementary school,
Dang, yeah.
sleepwalking.
More things.
Never had a night terror though. Like I said,
Good.
that's when I stopped. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'd heard about it. I heard about
Like,
other people having it.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't need that. I'm good. I will just do regular sleep.
Yeah.
I'll just sleep now.
yeah, I'm not.
Vanilla.
Instead of sleepwalking, I do sleep talking. I'll talk in my sleep.
Yapper that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I've been told by like previous people that like when I'm sleeping, like I'll just be having like a full on conversation, and it's not gibberish either. Like I'm saying stuff. So like the two distinct memories I have of like dreaming was like so this one was I think it was 12 or 13. I remembered like the mom was waking us up because we were like all leaving to go somewhere. But I was still dreaming. I know this part for sure because I was in and out of sleep. But I was still dreaming because I remembered something happened and the garage door like fell off, like the track and broke, and like completely like threw off our day. And like as I had that part in the dream happen, it actually happened in real life. It's like I heard Cena like open the garage door opener, and then I heard like this like crashing noise. And it's like I got up, brushed my teeth and everything, and I went out and I saw like the door like actually off of its track. And I'm just sitting here like everyone's like kind of like my mom's like getting mad, my sister's just trying to kind of just like see what's going on, and I'm just kind of like sitting there just like staring off in the distance like that's creepy. It's like a deja vu moment, but like bigger than that because I was like I just dreamt this too,
That's so weird.
and so
That's so cool.
but yeah, like the whole day was ruined after that. Like we were trying to, it's like we couldn't leave because the car's stuck and the garage door's like just like this basically, just pancaked on the driveway, so you can't do
Oh,
anything about
darn.
it. It's super heavy, so we're just like stuck here. So like we're calling people to come fix it and repair it. So like the whole like whatever we were gonna do that day was just basically thrown off by that one incident.
Yeah.
And it was like a stupid broom was like close to the track and it fell over, and that's what caused the whole problem.
You never know what it was preventing you from.
But yeah, I was like, that was crazy. That was like the fact that I had that dream. Still stuck with me now. And then the only other one that I remembered was I went to the Grapevine haunted tour. So like if you didn't know, like the Grapevine here is actually like the most like haunted town, they say.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't they make that the Christmas town of Texas?
Yeah, it's a Christmas.
Yeah, right in the downtown
Oh,
area.
Cool, cool.
Well, actually, now I think they're doing the tours right now because it's in October. But yeah, they do a tour where like you meet up at one of their bars, and then some like person that's part of the tour like comes in, like you all can like a couple of cocktails free, and you can take those with you. And you just go tour around the downtown area, and they'll just tell you like all the stories of like deaths or like what used to be like
Plot
over
twist,
here.
the drinks are spiked.
Yeah, hence why the place was like haunted and everything. But they'll be like, yeah, like even to this day, like you'll have shopkeepers like swear up and down that like they saw like the night watchman like walking around, or you can hear the lantern like creaking, like the old theater that they didn't rebuild, like you can still hear like laughing and films being played. So like it's creepy. But
Thank you.
No.
so we didn't experience anything that night, but I thought it was still a cool thing to do because it was cool out and everything. So it was a little fun little history buff. But that night was this interesting part. So went to sleep, and how the bedroom was situated was it was the master bedroom. So like the bed was facing the wall, right? But to your kind of right is the exit, but then there's a closet that's like kind of on the corner, and the door's facing you. There's just like a little office space to the right of you. So I always kept that the closet door like kind of either open all the way or like half open, so you can still kind of see inside the closet. But the person I was with didn't like the door open, and she would always close it. But I was like, it just never came to my mind to close that door. So on this particular night, I swear the door was closed, but apparently, like, I was woken up in the middle of the night because I had a dream that someone was like grabbing my leg and lifting me and trying to pull me out. And so when I woke up, my leg was like halfway up
No.
and it just dropped as soon as I woke up. I shit you not. Like, so I'm like freaking out, right? And I look over to my left hand side and she's just staring at me. Like,
No.
she was like staring at me. So she's awake. She's awake. She was like, you started talking and you said that like something is here. And so I asked you what it was, and then your leg just went up on its own, and then you just like instantly like jerked yourself awake and your foot dropped. And I looked over and she was like, I know that door was closed. And it's like a little bit open, like just enough to where like it came off of the little thing. And I was like convinced. I was like, you cannot tell me that that door was not open. I was like, because you don't pay attention to small little details about that. So I'm like convinced it was open, but she was saying it was closed when we went to bed. But like after that, there was, I want to say, for about a week or two straight where I kept having weird nightmares, like so like in depth. I think it were night terrors because I would wake up and like completely like disorientated. I've just been looking around like don't know where I am. But like I'll be talking to my sleep, and so she would always complain about it. She was like, yeah, you would just start talking weird, or you would just start saying like, like I gotta go or something like that. And she would just wake me up because she was like, no, you're freaking me out. I can't go back to sleep afterwards.
Oh yeah, no.
Aw.
I
Immediately.
move out.
Yeah.
But we
Gotta
gotta
go.
leave. We can't live here anymore.
I don't think it was the house. I think it was me.
That doesn't make it any easier.
No, that sounds like the house, man. You gotta get out of here.
Well, yeah, after that,
Yep.
I didn't have as much of an incident because I was taking medication to like help with my sleep because it was supposed to somehow reduce the like how much how much REM sleep you were going to. But I think it was something to do with serotonin in it as well because it was affecting it. But after that, like didn't have any like crazy dreams like that.
It was a house.
Sage.
Yeah.
Sage. Yeah, bless the
We
house.
did.
Holy water.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We didn't think of it as a coincidence after we went to go do that like haunted tour or whatever. I was like, yeah, no, that was
So
creepy.
don't go to the haunted tour.
Never mind.
Just sage in the house before you go to sleep. That's in case if
Perfect.
somebody follows you.
My mom believes in that. It's like if you can catch like the interest of a spirit, they can follow you. I'm like, why would you tell me that? She was like, no, but you can, and you'll know. I'm like, I don't want to know. Nothing.
She just puts her hand softly on your shoulder, like you'll know.
You'll know.
You're just like, well, I mean, I believe that we have like a sage bunch that we burn from time to time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, yeah, we have a spirit that follows us. I was like,
Well,
And now I'll follow you.
also, when we moved to this house, I was the first one to move in November. They didn't follow till after in December. And so I was by myself for like the first month. And it's an empty house, so like it was kind of creepy, but I'm not one of those people to like leave all the lights on or anything. So like if I'm in that room, the lights on, everywhere else is just pitch black. And so one night in particular, I was in the bathroom doing my business, right? I hear this noise. I hear a knock, like pretty loud. And I'm like, and I had the door open when I'm doing my business too. I'm by myself, I don't have to worry about it. And I like yell out loud, I'm like, I can't believe it that I'm in this house pants down and you're trying to break in. No response, completely quiet. Didn't hear an afterthought or nothing. Heard another noise, another like little scuffling down there. I was like, oh shit, someone's breaking into the house and I'm by myself. So yeah, so I finished what I was doing, put my pants up and everything, went out, looked out like the corner of the room, or like where like the goes to the downstairs area, like nothing. Pitch black, nothing. Make another noise, nothing. Going down the stairs as quiet as I can. I'm looking around. I'm searching this whole house. Every room, the garage, I checked the attic. I was
you
like,
didn't bring Sage with you?
no, I had just like unpacked some of the stuff. I didn't have a lot of things, but I was like, there's nobody in this house. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I put in the group chat, texted y'all. I was like, hey, like, is anybody like someone come by? Or did y'all reply or did you reply?
No, I didn't reply right away. But what ended up happening was a couple days after that, I was on the phone with my mom, and she was like, hey, Michael, do you like what I left y'all? I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I left y'all something at your door the other night. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, like there was a doormat she got, and she came by and she knocked at the door, and then no one answered, and so she just tossed it down. And so I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
what it
you
was.
Freaked Max out. Like he was by himself up there. Like again, it December, like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Like she got off work, got the mat, and was like, "Oh, I'll just swing by on the way home." And so it's dark outside, and just causes all that ruckus, and he's just up here by himself.
I was scared.
Down.
I was just scared.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, I was like, yeah, no, you terrified him." I'll let him know though. He hopped on the group chat, I had to call him. I was like, "I just found out what that noise was the other night." He's like, "What was it?" And I was like, "You see the mat outside?" He's like, "A mat?" It looked, he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, my mom came. She knocked, didn't hear anybody, and she just kind of threw it to the door and left."
Thank you for that, by the way.
I was like,
That was very enjoyable. I told you this house makes weird noises though from time to time, like creak and crone, and like after you shower, like you ever heard that like big like bang noise it makes?
You need to watch that. It's a good movie. That is a good.
I'll show you what I mean.
that's just up here because of the pipes, though. That's physics, son. That's
Yeah, well,
thermodynamics. The pipes expanding and then contracting, and the water.
This is
come up
this
and
is the
down.
tub.
Yeah, no, none of our significant others died in this house or were buried on the premises of this house.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna say they weren't.
He's like, on record, they were not.
On record, to my knowledge, they were not. They are all still alive and well.
You wish them well.
I concur. Concur. I'm not saying anything else.
Call it. Till next time.
Yep. Thank you for joining Tea Time.
Cheers.